Alright everybody, so today I'm going to be teaching you how to build a medieval fantasy inn. It's a very simple design. It is one also that I have created on my own. I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one with this design. I don't know. I don't look at a whole lot of build tutorials. But but this is a design I created when working on the kingdoms that TNS has been building, and this is one of the designs I created to help with the aesthetic of the towns, and this is also the building I really liked so much to the point where I am deciding to make my own build tutorial on how to build it. So that being said, let's get started. Alright, so the first step you're going to want to do to build this is pretty simple. So I marked this out right here. So this, first of all, you want to start, place down cobblestone in this case, and you want to go down 17 blocks. Once you're down 17 blocks, that's when you turn and go out by 11. And once you go to 11, make sure obviously you want to make sure you count so you don't accidentally go over. It's pretty easy to go over. But then you want to go down 10. Technically it's this year's 11, but then then you turn right here at the 11th block, and then you go out until you hit the 7th right here, and then you keep going down. Now you can fill this in if you want, but I like to keep 5 blocks right there. And for this you just want to put oak planks. And and then, well, once you do that, you end up with a shape that looks like this, like a really thick boot or a really weird L. And there you go. That's step 1. All right, so now step 2. As you can see, I have just filled this in with dark oak. You can use any type of wood for flooring, but I'm using dark oak just because it looks a little better for me on this one. So now that you have this is where things will get a little interesting. You do this, do that, do that. So you want to go out by 3, and you want to go 1 over like that. This will all make sense soon. Now, the reason why you have this here, once you go out by 4, you place 3 right here, and this here will be your doorway. You want to go out by 3 like that. You can add stairs or slabs or nothing, but this is just for this. And right here, put your standard 1 door. And now, this next part here is going to be a little bit tricky because there aren't a whole lot of windows on this thing. But you want to go 2 blocks out from the door, like this. Like that. And there, that gets your window frames started. Once you have that, basically you want to repeat this pattern of 2, then you put a window, then you go 2 again, put a window, and then there. It only applies to this wall. The other wall, there are only 2 other walls that have windows, and for this wall and this wall. That wall doesn't get windows yet. But for this one here, you don't follow the same pattern. You go 3, like this. Then you make a window, and then you make another window right next to it. And like I said, this will look a little weird. Trust me. All builds will look weird until they're finished. And then for this one here only gets 1 window, and it's right here. And that's it. And well, once you have all the windows right there, well, then you just do this. This is, I think, all the height you're gonna need. And so yeah, at the end of this, you want to make sure that your cobblestone wall here is 5 blocks tall, with the windows fitted and everything, or the frames, I guess, not really the windows. You can add windows at this point, but you don't have to. But you can do that later. Might be easier to do it later, actually. Once you get all the windows situated. So anyway. Let's just quickly fill this up. I'm going to save this part for right here for the next step. Alright, so step 3. Now this one here is a pretty simple step, but we're going to focus on the oak wood first. Now the oak wood here, you just want to literally just fill it up like that. And then you do this. And now, you want to remove that. There's a reason to this, but that will be shown later. And after that, you want to basically go around the area that isn't, your floor in. And now, you want to fill this, you want to make that a door. You want to fill this along this line. Now there's a reason why I left those three blocks lower. And that will be for the floor on the second floor. Because, you know, after all, this is a 3-story building. And over there is, my templates. Anyway, next. So this part right here. Now this part, you want to start off by doing this. This one here will be lower, again, like that. And this is to make room for this next floor. It's pretty simple. Now here's where things get a little weird. So this one here is going to be 3 blocks tall, so technically 2 blocks tall if you're standing right here. So you want to fill this all the way, and then this one here will go up once again, so now you're at 4 blocks, technically 3 if you're standing right here. Now you do this, this, and then that. The reason why is because then this here adds like a little window, not a window that you would see out of, but more of a window that adds light. So, but you can't, you can change this how you want. This is after all just a template that I've created. Alright, so the next step here is going to be laying out the first floor. So this one here is pretty simple. So you want like 2 blocks for stairs. You want to follow this, do this. You want to make sure that is a 2-way entrance, like that. Pretty simple. And now this, you're going to want this to go out by 4, like that. And now, I usually like to make a little check-in for this in, so we're going to do this. Now that that's done, just put in a little filler, do this, and there you go. You got your way to the next floor. It's very simple. And for here, you could do, you could do this. Like I said, it's optional. You don't have to do it like this. You can make literally any design. I'm just using this like that, and there we go. Pretty simple. And now next is the next step of this is literally just put in that like this. Now, if you're wondering why I'm using this when the floor is going to be dark, it's going to be dark oak. That's something I'll get to in a second. Now, once you do that, you cover this like this. So basically, yeah, just all you want to do. Now, very important that you do not go very far right here. This one here only needs to be filled up to that level. It only needs to go that far. 1 block away, or I guess 1 block out from the internal wall. But over here, you can just fill it up. Not a problem. So I'm going to quickly fill this up, and then we'll get to the next step. Alrighty guys, we are now on the next step here. So this is a very simple step. So you take your spruce stairs like this, and you avoid the windows, but you want to keep covering them like this. All you gotta do is avoid the windows. And you can just do this. Like that. And then you take, these, put it out like that, and do this. I kind of messed up here. Don't fill in with Don't fill in with slabs. So yeah, and then from here we actually don't really mess with this at all until later in the build. This area here that you can make a kitchen, you can make a storehouse, you could possibly even make a room. Literally, it's up to you. And yeah. Now comes the next phase. Alright, so the next step of this is pretty simple. So start first by placing a block of oak right there. And next do this. And then, it gets pretty simple. Now you want to follow this path, do this, go all the way out. Now you skip this one by placing a slab there. You go out, and you place a slab here, a slab there, stair right there. And then you place another slab here, here, and here. And you end up looking like this. Now, like I said, it won't look good at first, but this is to help set up the next floor. I had to go check my template real quick over there. All right, so basically what we do is we start here, we go out by 6. You place 6 right there. Then you do 1 here, 2 here, 1 there. Then you do 2 here, go out by 3, go out, place one of those, go out by 3, and then you place 1 here, 1 there. It should, in the end, kind of look like this. Alright, how to look over my template again. Really should be probably building this closer to my templates. But next, you want to put this right here, place 1 right there, connect another 6 right here. Do the same, 1, 2, 1. And you do this, do that, do this, go up by 3, place that there, skip 1, and then go by 2. And this is what it should look like from the top view. Now you're probably gonna say this does not look at all even. Trust me, I am absolutely aware of this. I have literally had to build all of those by hand. So yeah, I probably should have used a structure block, but that would have taken way less time. Anyway, so yes, I absolutely know what I'm doing here. So now, let's get to the next step. Alright guys, so the next step here, you're going to want to take anything. I'm using gray concrete in this example. You could probably use brick, probably use another type of wood. I would not recommend using the same color wood as the wood you're using. But what you want to do is that you want to do something like this. You want to place that. You want to use this. Go out like that. Do this. Do that. Now there's a reason why. Because you want to then take your wood right here. Do this. Do that. Do that. And then that. And it should look like this. Then, well, follow this path. Go until you go right there. Do this. Should look like this. Now this part here is going to get a little tricky, and trust me, it might mess you up. So what you do, instead of doing this, you skip ahead. You do that. And then you go like this, you go like that, you go like that. Now you're probably going to wonder, why the heck is there a gap right there? But yet not right there. And the very, very simple reason on that is, there just is. And also because, it's going to be for later. It's going to help with room building. And so, anyway, next part of this is this. Do this. You repeat the exact same thing as you did over there. You do a 4-block tall, all window gap like that. Do this. Do that. And then you do it like this. And then you continue on this way. Now this is why there's a reason why this is right here, and I'll show you that real quick. Now you see this is right here so that you can do this. And as you can see, it meets up. And yes, you do want to go 1 block out, or 1 block in like this. And right here you want to place some wood right there. And you want to make windows out of it. Like that. Alrighty. That should be all of the windows on this floor. Except for actually there are windows. There we go. Alright, those are the only windows on this floor. So the next step here is going to be bringing all of this up to here. So yeah, you want to break all that up to here, except for the wood. Leave the wood alone. And right here is actually different. This one here I think only goes... Let's see here. So when I was doing the templates, I went up by 5. Yeah, these only go up by 5. Actually, let me go double check. Alright guys, so I just checked the template. So yes, everything here goes up by 5. Except for this. This only goes up by 4. But this will go up by 5. Now you can add a window here. I like to add a window here. But you can add 2 windows. You can add a big window. You can add no windows. It's all up to you. So, yeah. So I'm just going to quickly fill this up, and we'll get to the next phase, and that will be laying out the rooms. Alright, so the next step here is, you want to lay out the rooms for the first floor. So as you can see, this is basically the pattern you want to follow. You can pause the video here and quickly copy it all down. Alright, you probably did that, so let's see here. So now next, you want to go up by 3 so that you can add the doors. You want to go up by 3 on literally all of this. Because this here is the stairway to the next floor. So it's pretty simple. So you start here, you go here. Now this one here is 4 stairs high. This one here will be 5. There's a reason why. So we're just going to use a little temporary thing right there. There we go, that's 5 tall. That's not what I wanted to do, but there we go. Alright, so now that, you then go another block up. Now, it may not look like much, but that is going to help you lay out later. So now you want to go into the room that's going to be affected by the stairs. This is going to be a very small and very cramped room. Let's see. And that's kind of the whole point of this. So you want to do something like this. Like that. There we go. And now you take spruce stairs. And yes, this will get in the way of the window. And, well, I'm going to fill that up like that. And you do this. There you go. That's how you're going to deal with that. Fill that in. And then, obviously, you want, next floor, do that. So, I'm going to quickly fill this all up. I'm going to put the flooring in. I'm going to put the roof, or the ceiling. And, so, be right back. Alright, so I've put in the ceiling. So it's a very simple 1-block ceiling. You can make it slabs. But if you want to go for the block ceiling, I would recommend using this for the windows. Mainly because it actually makes it look nice. And if you wanted to, you could step up on the window. So yeah. Anyway, you are going to notice that the floor looks like a mess right here. And do not worry. This is part of the plan. This is part of the build. As I always say, builds will always look ugly in the start. So this is what the next floor should look like before all the layouts and everything. Alright, so the next step is to replace the wood right here with this. And then next, you want to go up by 2, and you want to do this. Alright, so now that you have this, you then want to do this right here. This here will look a little weird, a little wacky even. And, well, as I say, this is all part of the build. Now next, you want to take your oak wood, like this, and you want to do this. Now, this here isn't your standard C, or I guess I thing. So what you do instead is that you make like a little pause button, or something like this, but sideways. Or I guess it'd be equal. But once you do that, you're set to go for over here. And over here, this is where you repeat it. This is the only one that has the I. And now next, you want to follow this part here pretty carefully. Go up by 3 on these ones. Over here. Go by 2 over there. Alright. Then over here, this one's different. This one here you go up by 4. Very important. Then you do this, and you do that. For this one, do this, that, do this, do that. So it has to look like this in the end. Very important. And now, do this. There we go. And once you have done that, that's when everything should look right. And now we can now do the layout. Alrighty, so this is what the layout on the third floor is going to look like. So it's pretty simple. The easiest way to follow this is to see this right here. All you want to do here is just make a straight line all the way down. And then from here, well, this one here might be a little bit harder, but what you want to do is you look at this corner right here, go one block, and then you're like, you know what? Let's put a one right there. And then you do that. Then once you have the L right here, you then, you want to place blocks right here, and you want to go 4. Once you go 4 out, you then go 2 that way and 2 this way. And then from there, you just make a line all the way to here. Now for the doors, this is just the way I'm doing the doors. You can literally do doors any way you want. Now this one here, I should probably note that you fill this part here with concrete like that, or whatever you're using for the secondary wall material. But there's the reason why is because it'll make it look good in the end. There you go. And do the same thing right here. Fill that in like that, and then that's what you should end up making it look like. So now, next step here is going to be, it's going to be what is it? Starting the roof. All right. So when starting with the tiles, it's probably very important that we start here. So this is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You do this, and you repeat it over here as well. So yeah, it's pretty simple. Then you do this. Not me to do that. There you go. Do this. Now this one right here, you use a block. And you go out like this with the block until you go right there. And you place the block right here, go out till it meets, and the exact same right there, you go out till it meets. It will start to look like this. As you can see, this is starting to now piece together. And this is when we finally mess with this. So what you do is you do this, and you do this. You can fill in the gap later inside. And then over here, well, you pretty much do the same thing. So yeah, now that you have, that right there, you can do this. And then you do this, place one right there. Alright, so yeah, this is what this side should look like at this point. And this is what this side should look like at this point. Absolutely nothing. Now, usually the way you want to do this is you start at the bottom, but for this time, you actually want to start at the top. You want to do the top of this one, and you want to go like this. You want to keep going until you meet like that, and then you do this, turn that way, and go like that. And you do the exact same thing on this side. There you go. Now, once it will look like this, and this here is going to basically give you the whole skeleton layout, basically. So now, you want to then get started and do something like this. There you go. Yeah, that block there is going to be important. And you're going to put one like this, one like that, and then one like this. And over here, do that, do that. There's a reason why this one here is off. And it's going to help later on. And repeat the same thing over here. Do this, do that, and then you want to do this. And then over here, you start with one of these. You can now start, I guess, moving up like that. There you go. The slab on this one here is very important. This side here only has one slab, which is the only good thing in this design. Makes work a little easier. And now comes this part here. This part here is a little bit harder and a little bit trickier. So now, you want to go out like this, you do this, instantly go up like that, and then you literally do the same thing over again. There you go, like that. And you go out, you go. Now this part here, you just go in like that until you hit the corner right there. Then you just do this. This is very, very simple, but it can certainly mess people up if you don't get it right. And so now the the first step of the roof is completely finished. You now have the basic roof. Alright guys, so I just look at the template. Now you do this, you do that, you do this, do that, place 2 blocks right there. You then do this, do that, do this, do that. And you go out, you extend these out like that. Do this, and you do that, and then that. And you do this, and then that. And then you want to move, do that, do this. There you go. Move that out like this. Move this out. And you move that out. You want to do this. I believe you put that right there. Bring that out, bring this out, bring that out, bring that out. Just bring the whole thing out. Now this is where that part I told you gets a little wacky. So, do this, do that, do this, do that, and there you go. It'll look like this. It will look a little chaotic and it will certainly mess you up. And then there you go. So basically you just want to do this whole thing like that. And you want to do it over here as well. I think things over here do get a little different. Alright, just move these out like that. Alright, now this is where, like I said, this is where things get a little weird. So you do this, do that, do this, and then you do this. You do that, do that, do this, do that, do that, do that, and you do another, stairs like that, and stairs like that, and there you go. It'll look a little weird. This one here might look a little weird as well, so you just, if that ever happens, just do that. There we go. So obviously there's not going to be anything on this one, but over here, you really only have to do this. Things get a little different like that. Then you do this, 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 and that. There you go. This one here moves out only this far. And you do that. Alright, I kind of messed up there. Oops. Alright. There you go. So this is what the end result will look like. Now you have this. And now comes the very fun part, decoration. Alright, so for decoration, so this is pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward. All you gotta, so if you really just want to, like, you know, make some nice tables, there's some pretty simple, like, you know, redstone tables that you could do like this. You could also use scaffolding. And, well, I mean, for benches, it's pretty straightforward. You could use boats, but I prefer stairs because, you know, stairs actually look good. You know, just pretty simple. Just do this. And then do that. I'm not going to make any more, this is really all I need. The reason I like these is because you can actually place stuff on them, other than, you know, compared to the, what was it? The fence and pressure plate method that was used in the past. And, you know, also you don't want to use, in my opinion, you don't really want to use doors for these types of things. You could, here maybe, but yeah, just, you know, go in and out, and, you know, proper check-in. There you go. And you could write some there, throw it there, all that. So yeah, that's just how I would decorate this. You can also add, like, you know, a pillar. Pretty straightforward. Alright, I would use like a log. You could use any log. You could use like a stripped log, or unstripped log. You could also just use wood. But I think logs look better in this case. Alright, now when it comes to rooms, this is pretty simple as well. You know, I like to use something like, say, actually you can use, like, you know, put like a bed right there, so you know you have a nice view. Put stairs, or you can put storage right there. And you could put like a little table with a lantern on right there. And oops, that's not what I meant to do. And then you just put carpet to cover up the ugly floor patterns underneath. As you can see, now it just looks like your standard room. This is on a different model because this is technically a re-recording. Anyway, so that's all for the rooms. You just want to repeat this for all the other rooms. You know, obviously you don't need to make every room look exactly the same. You can add more beds, add more chests, add more tables, all up to you. Alright, so this part here is also pretty key to the build, and this here is, you know, your barrel delivery area. So you want to get some sort of fence, like maybe, say, let's get like a dark oak fence here. You want to go up about 4, go out, and do that, and you get, you know, what you used for the roof. Pretty simple. Just do this, do that. And then you use the stairs over here. And then you just fill out the rest of the tiles. And then you get this, and then you can put like that. You can put that right there. And there you go. Alright, so the next part here is lights. So as you can see, I like to put lights like on the outside here because this makes it look really good during nighttime. I kind of put them all around. And there's also why there's a lot of those like uneven gaps and everything. It also is really helpful. As you can see, this is what I ended up making it look like. I used candles because candles also look good. You can add doors, add lights like lanterns and stuff. You can also use like glowstone torches. Yeah, whatever fits. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this build. Oh, this was one, as I said before, this is one of my own designs, and it's my first ever building tutorial that I've ever done. I might do more if I end up, you know, making new designs of my own. And hope you guys enjoyed this content. Don't forget to leave a like, maybe a comment, and if you want to maybe see more of what I may potentially bring in the future, don't forget to subscribe. Till then, see you guys all in the next video.